shit.
Oh. Did it start?
Yeah. Your careful nature will bring you financial success. Fucking bullshit. Fuck.
Part 2. Part 2, baby.
You can start ripping. I'm gonna
Running it. We're running it. See that? We're running it. Oh, yeah, baby. Game time, son.
That's pretty good. I don't know if we're gonna release this the same night. Could be a backup episode, or maybe I'll feel kind of I don't know. Maybe I'll just drop 2 episodes in one night.
Yeah, we'll just riff it, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, and then on top of that too, I will say it's really nice to listen to.
I feel like it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll put it on sometimes, and just go about my day, because it makes me feel like I have people in my place.
Yeah, I want to say like that's also really good when that's how you know that shit's good.
Yeah.
When you don't even have to watch it,
Yeah.
you can just listen to it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
You know?
Just a homies chatting, and you're like just kind of reliving the conversation too, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of realize, like, damn, he really fucking said that. Fuck that guy. No, just
You know, exactly. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's
Yeah.
what he thinks, bro? Fuck that guy.
yeah.
Anyway. It's also when you listen to stuff, again, not in the same moment, you can pick up different cues too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And maybe something, a new thought or idea of whatever we were talking about. Maybe you didn't catch it at the time,
Yeah.
but then you realize something later and like, oh fuck, you know, like now I
Yeah.
realize this or that.
Yeah.
So it's good when you don't have like mindless content.
Mm-hmm.
This is just pretty mindless.
Yeah.
We don't really think, we just talk.
Yeah, we just talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about, or how do you know when someone is using you?
Mm,
And that's at nobody, whoever the fuck is listening. This is, if you
That's
think
for
if
you.
if you think the fucking shoe fits, the shoe does not fucking fit. This is a general question that I've like thought about.
I don't know. That's a good question because I don't think I would be able to realize that either.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like, and it's mainly because if somebody does that, then they've been doing it,
Mm-hmm.
not just to you, but maybe to multiple people.
Yeah.
And like you don't pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the
Are
reason
you
why.
sure this isn't directed to anybody?
No, it's not. The reason why I come I thought about this question is like I feel like, and I don't want to feel like this, and I hope I don't come off like this, but like
You're
sometimes
not using us.
No, yeah. Or like with you guys, or just like friends in general and stuff like that. Like it's like I
Well-
don't want to feel like
You are using us, but like not in a negative way. It's very positive.
okay.
Like,
But like it's such a negative connotation.
okay, let's change that phrase right now.
You know what I mean? So it's just like I don't want to feel like, you know, like I'm like taking advantage of people. And sometimes I feel like it comes off that way, or like I am. And I don't know if that's just like an internal thing, like an internal issue
Mm-hmm.
of just like, I guess like not wanting to need people.
I mean, that's
I don't know.
we gotta find another word for it, or another phrase for it, because I don't think you're using us in a bad way.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like that's what friends do. They use. Fuck, that sounds bad too.
See what I mean?
See, friends use friends, but like not.
some
Not in a
people just
negative
like
context.
yeah, like because like some people really do just like they're using you for
Their own agenda or
Yeah.
their own personal benefit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like at the same time, it's like you wouldn't put yourself in a situation that doesn't benefit you,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. But again, it's not in a negative, you know. Maybe it's, I wouldn't say using, but like maybe I would say like relying on your friends to help you get out of your slump,
Mm-hmm.
right? I feel like that's a better
Leaning
phrase
on.
for it. Yeah.
Leaning on.
Leaning on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if, you know, if we were good friends, we would help you.
Yeah.
Which I hope we're helping you.
No, 100%. And I think that's like, yeah, no, I think it's like just reframing your perspective on what, I guess, like what you're doing. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. Yeah. Which is good because I feel like, you know, especially with what we're trying to achieve now with this channel is like
Yeah.
being able to use each other.
Rely on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh.
Yeah. No, and it does stem from like not wanting to need people or not feeling like I can rely on people, which I think is ultimately just like kind of what you were saying last episode about like trusting people, you know? And then maybe it's not like trusting myself too, like the intention, trusting the intention behind it. You know what I mean? Like, am I really doing this because I have good intention, or am I really doing this because like deep underneath there's like ill will?
No.
Right?
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a good point. And dude, it's fucking crazy because I was thinking about this today too.
Yeah.
Dude. So just to frame this, put it into context. I had applied for another job, right? And I was thinking about interview questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about it, I was like, fuck, I don't know, I'm pretty good at interviews. I feel like I can talk shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty decent at interviews. But there's always like that one like there's always that one question like how do I phrase this? Like when they ask like what's not the worst part, like what is the worst thing
What's
about
your weakness?
Yeah, what is your biggest weakness, right?
Yeah.
And back to what you were saying with trusting yourself, I don't think I trust myself or back myself to do it, you know, like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if that's exactly what you were going for, but it was pretty similar. Like
Yeah.
I don't back myself.
Yeah. You don't
Right.
trust yourself.
Yeah, and not just for like work, but like for a lot of stuff. Like I don't. Ah, fuck. This is so weird because like I don't trust myself and I don't back myself, but I'll do it by myself instead of reaching out and
Yeah.
maybe relying.
Yeah.
On
Relying
my-
on people.
Yeah, on my group of friends. Is that the way you feel?
Yeah, I do. I
Right?
do feel that way. Like it's like I'm confident that I can do it on my own. I can do something on my own. But I also question my ability too. But I also don't want to rely on people because, at least for me, my trauma has made me, trust people a lot less. Trust relying on people a lot less. And that's a whole fucking can of worms. But,
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, again, it just goes back to the balance of things, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is an acceptable amount to trust
Yeah.
and to rely on yourself? Like, that's a fine line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because I was just watching this one video of just like pain, right? And like trying to avoid pain. And I think like with trusting people, regardless of whether you rely on others or on yourself, there's going to be pain involved, because when you just rely on yourself, it's lonely, and that's painful.
Yeah.
And if you don't put yourself out there and ask for help, or when you do and your trust is broken, that hurts as well. So regardless of whichever route you choose, I don't know if there's a third. If anybody fucking knows, you let me know. But there's no avoiding it, and yeah, sometimes you just have to learn to run with it.
Yeah, I get that. And I was thinking about this. I said that a lot in this past. We haven't even been recording for that long, but like even the other 48-minute episode that we just dropped, I kept saying I was just thinking about this, and it's just it's crazy. Like I'm not even just like saying that to say it, but like it's like actual like things that I was thinking of in this past week. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, how do you become okay with the inevitable? Like loneliness is inevitable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even if you have a partner,
Mm-hmm.
eventually you two become one. And as you get older, you just get more isolated.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're in your deathbed, if you haven't impacted your family or your friends
Mm-hmm.
enough for them to be there.
Yeah.
So like loneliness, fuck, I sound so fucking emo right now. But like loneliness is inevitable, and how do you become okay with the inevitable?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you become okay with the inevitable?
And or is it okay to become okay with the inevitable?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a tough one.
It is.
That's a tough one.
It's something that I've been like mulling in my head for the past 3 months, maybe.
Yeah. Can you explain the inevitable a little bit more?
Or just like things that are for certain that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people are gonna say like, dude, nothing's ever for certain, but like, if we're talking about like probability wise,
Okay.
it'll
Yeah.
fucking happen.
Yeah. Like we're all gonna die.
Yeah, like that's
We're all gonna
100%.
die alone.
Yeah,
In a way.
maybe not alone completely, but like going from having like, I'll just use friends as an example because that's a pretty easy one, and we're kind of just talking about that, like going from like a big group of friends to like just slowly
Yeah.
just becoming yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard for me anyway.
No, I mean like like loneliness is it is it's fucking amazing.
It's amazing.
Sarcastically.
Oh.
Yeah. It is amazing, like, you know. And yeah, I think
I'm sorry, this is a hard question.
I just no, I like cuz
It's
like
very also hard. It's also very hard to put into words. Like this is a deep question.
yeah, and I think too it's like I'm like going through it right now too, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Cuz like
You don't have to answer if you.
no, and it's not even about like what has transpired. It's more just like yeah, feeling alone even when you're with people. Right?
Because I feel like a lot of people feel like that,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And that's what depression is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. one thing that has helped me that I think is, I don't think it's bullshit, and I think it's real.
Depression?
Not
Oh.
depression, but like one thing that has helped me is finding people who I don't have to wear a mask
around.
with
Yeah. Uh-huh.
all the time. I think that's like the main thing is just, yeah, it is inevitable, right? Where you like there's no avoiding it, but at the same time like it does make me feel better.
Yeah. I was thinking about it too, and it's like the only way to really cope with it is to get comfortable with it, right?
Yeah.
But you don't want to get too comfortable with it because then you're not gonna try to change your situation.
Why do you have to change it?
I wouldn't say change it, but like, well, I would say change it. Like you're not gonna feel as inclined to make choices that will prolong it, like prolong the joy and the happiness, and you know what I mean? Because like, if you're just so comfortable with it, like, it's just gonna become second nature, right?
Yeah, being alone.
Yeah, which is why I'm glad that you've been hitting everybody up.
Yeah, yeah. I think, yeah. I don't know how to phrase this. Like, no, it's interesting too because it's also like it is a part of it is learning to be okay with being alone too. You know. And like facing it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I will say that like running, like hitting everybody up and going to hang out and shit like that feels like I'm running, which is also hard because unfortunately, even it feels great to be like around people and to take off the mask and like be myself and like show who I am, but it comes back after.
Yeah.
Which is why I say I feel like I do run from it. And so it's like a part of it is just
Well, it's like drugs and alcohol, right?
yeah.
Like you just feel so good, and then you come down, and it's just the worst.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, like I wasn't aiming this question.
No,
like,
no, no,
If
no.
that, like, I just want to make that clear. It
No.
was just.
No, I mean we were talking about coming down from drugs and alcohol the other day.
Well,
earlier.
yeah. Well, like I didn't aim that question specifically. Like, it
No,
was
no, no.
just,
I
it was
mean,
just like a thought.
It's cool. People don't ask.
Yeah. I feel like people would be uncomfortable to ask.
Yeah. No, I agree too. And it goes back to like wanting people to invite you instead of just invading.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? So like even like with just like your internal struggles, it's amazing when people just ask the questions that you struggle with that you're
That
too
you can't-
afraid
Yeah.
to bring up.
Yeah.
And that's that like not wanting to need people bullshit that we all kind of, I mean, a lot of us have to struggle with.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just
Yeah.
wanted to make that clear. That
No, but
wasn't-
it's no. Like I'm cool with it, man. I'm glad you asked. Like I do feel lonely. I do feel lonely a lot of the time. But fuck it, man.
Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball. You know.
Yeah.
Gotta learn to live with the pain, live with the feeling. I can't run from it.
It's something that we all would have to go through at one point or another.
Yeah, it's
Right.
inevitable.
Struggling builds character.
Struggling builds character.
You're gonna come out of this, you're gonna be like 10 times the man that you are today.
Or I'm just gonna be the man that I am.
And that's totally fine too.
Yeah, and that's great.
That's actually fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I think that too. Like, not feeling like I need to be anything more sometimes. You know what I mean?
Like self-worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It all comes back to that. It's like, fuck, why do I need to be anything else?
Be anything to show that I'm
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
So who knew we could be this philosophical? Who knew that we were this philosophical? Anybody that would like see us
Yeah.
outside of this, they'd probably just think we're dickheads.
We are.
You're right.
We fucking are. Also, who are you to tell me that I need to be more?
Self-worth.
In general, you know what I mean? I feel like people people as a whole tend to do that to each other. You know, it's always like, you need to be this. This is what you're not good at. This is.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel like everybody is guilty of that.
Yeah, and
You know,
I understand, like, people mean well too. You know, everybody wants to see the best out of you, but at the same time, it's just like, we're all trying. You know what I mean?
so do you ever get like I don't know if this is actually the right terminology for it, but I think I've spoke on it before. Like imposter syndrome. Like, do you ever feel like you're not who you portray yourself to be?
Yeah, a lot of the time.
Yeah,
A lot of the time.
it's exhausting, huh?
It is. It is. It is. And I think when, like, you know, at least for me, when your ego is like built on like achievement, when you have that imposter syndrome and you fail,
Then it just makes it
it
10
makes
times
it
worse.
fucking worse, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
But fuck it. I feel a lot more confident. I've been feeling a lot more confident in myself lately.
Actually, yeah, you know, ever since we started doing this, I do feel a little more like I can be a little more truer to myself.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that fucking makes sense.
Yeah.
But like now I don't have to like I guess wear a mask as often, you know. Well, at least like you guys like dude, we like not being gay or anything.
So gay.
So fucking gay. I'm gonna title this podcast I Go Deep on Sean.
I'm game.
Okay.
And I'm gay.
Mm.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm more comfortable in my own.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I hate saying things like that because it just. You ever like witness or hear or see? I guess seeing is witnessing. But you ever like witness something so like horrendously cringy it gives you like goosebumps?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's like I'm giving myself goosebumps right now because I'm saying like incredibly like cringy things.
Yeah. I just think it's you're just undressing.
Do you want me to undress?
But you know what I mean, though? Yeah.
No. I'm just deflecting.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And that's okay, dude. You know, like, I think overall it's just been like a really positive experience for everybody.
I think so. I mean, like, if I'm talking on myself, like,
Yeah.
I feel like in the short amount of time that we've been doing this, like, I feel better
Yeah.
about myself.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody who's a part of this
Journey.
Poor Decisions, is, feels the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you think about it too, like, I think that's why you kind of crave
Validation.
not validation, but like why we both crave like that community that we have, because I mean, we couldn't go deep on each other, but
That's after this episode.
you know, just like we could be ourselves.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, like we never really had like, I mean, we did have really deep talks too, you know,
yeah.
you know.
And that's another thing is like, I don't know if you've ever just like, because I'm like really into podcasts, like, so like I'll listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
Like I'll just click something random, and like to hear a total stranger say something that you just resonate with,
Yeah.
it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
hope that maybe we can make somebody who watches this video like, fuck, they feel the same fucking way, and then I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
It's fucking normal,
Yeah.
right? And I guess like that's another like thing I wanted to like achieve with this.
Yeah.
You know, because like I feel like I was saying before, like it's all of these thoughts in our head that maybe we were too, I wouldn't say intimidated, but kind of hesitant
Mhm.
on saying. But ever since we've been doing this, we've been,
Yeah.
kind of letting go a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know there's other people that probably feel the same way about
Yeah.
certain topics that we talk about. And maybe this can help them validate how they
Mhm.
feel as a person.
Yeah. It's freeing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's like, because yeah, just like holding on to all this shit that, you know, you're like dealing with
Yeah.
internally. It's fucking exhausting.
I guess it's also like the feeling that in the politest way possible, like not towards you, but like just like the way I would like phrase it, in the politest way possible is like we're not that special.
Yeah.
Everything we're going through, somebody else is,
Yeah. Yeah.
So like if we think, instead of thinking within ourselves, if we,
Yeah.
just fucking let everything go, like somebody's in the same situation,
Yeah.
right? And I guess that can kind of help with the cope,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like your suffering isn't just, I mean, it is for you
Yeah.
or for whoever's suffering, but it's also like in a way you're not going through it alone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oof.
That was kind of deep. I'm
Loneliness,
sorry.
bro.
I was,
And it goes all the way back to the intention behind loneliness, right?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it's noble, man.
I'm sorry. That was kind of
This
deep.
podcast is so noble
Yeah. Right.
because you just outed. That's your intention. You know, it's like the foundation behind
And
it.
well, it's also because like as men, like, dude, men don't really fucking talk.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like you're so built, like so built up,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like, sounds gay again, but like, dude, you gotta fucking talk about how you feel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking healthy. And
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, therapy is good. In a way, like therapy can solve your, like therapy has helped you, right?
Yeah. It's better.
But like, sometimes I feel like I can get, maybe not to like a psychological level,
Uh-huh.
of like deeply uncovering the roots and scientifically showing like why I feel that way, but it's good when like you can talk about it with your friends.
Yeah.
It's just maybe not as how do I describe it? It's not as like formatted
Clinical.
or clinical as
Yeah.
like a therapist, but like
Yeah.
it's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I think you'd agree. You could agree to it, but like, it's therapy is not going to solve your problems.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to solve your problems.
I also feel like therapy can create more problems as well.
Reveal them.
Reveal them to you.
Reveal them.
I feel like once you're conscious of an issue, then
Yeah.
that's when it really becomes an issue.
Yeah.
That's why I
Yeah.
don't go to the doctors.
Yeah.
Because if I'm sick, I don't want to know. That's 100% my reasoning.
Yeah.
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 Because if I'm sick, I don't want to know, because then I'm not going to live how I would normally live.
It's kind of funny too, because like for me, I'm just like, bro, like, this doesn't look right. I'm going to the fucking doctor. But that also stems from like not having health insurance for like a good long time and having to just like tough it out.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like,
Use your.
I'm
use
using my
your
fucking
benefit.
health insurance, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit, you know? Like, bro, I used to get so fucking sick when I was back in the Bay. Like, just awful. And no health insurance, anything, bro. You're paying like $150 out of pocket. I'm like, I'm just gonna tough it out,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's so stupid I do that when I have health insurance and just. Oh, excuse me. I just.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tough it out.
I mean, if you don't feel like super fucking shitty, then I mean, like that's total. I think that's totally fair. You know, like just tough it out. But for things like your poop, you know, if that's weird, or like COVID or shit like that, I don't know. Like gut issues are like a big thing, you know. So like with all that stuff, like if my stomach is not feeling good or anything like that, or my poop looks weird, bro, I am going to the fucking doctor. Not like looks weird, but like if there's like blood in your stool or like, you know, like you're like super constipated, all that shit, like at least for men, you know, like prostate cancer and colon cancer is like a really big issue because like we're fucking eating meat all the time and like drinking a lot, like we're not getting enough fiber and all this shit. So I don't know how we got here.
Dude, I have no idea either.
Yeah.
I kind of just lost track of everything.
We were talking about loneliness and then all of a sudden we're talking about like poop.
Yeah.
But
that's a normal conversation.
That's a normal conversation. Oh, the topic was it was how do you know if people are using you? And we got here. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about it. I feel like as deep as I know at this current stage is what I had.
Yeah.
You know.
How do you know when you're not crazy about it?
Crazy about what?
Or just like you're not reading into things too much. Not even like when people are using you, but like how do you know when you're being rational or irrational? Because that's another thing that I struggle with too. It's like, you know, like the thoughts, you know, and like kind of blowing things out of proportion. But then also like maybe I was right. You know what I mean?
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Maybe this guy is fake.
Huh. That's a fucking hard one. That's
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good fucking question. Because
like, how do I know if this guy wants to fuck me or not? Like,
I don't know. Did he touch you?
I don't know.
That's a hard one because I feel like it's gonna come to a point where you're just thinking about it so much that maybe it'll come into fruition.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I manifest it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also like maybe you don't trust your gut and then you just get fucked. And maybe he's way bigger than you anticipated.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Just need my guts to be rearranged real quick. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's like something I've been struggling with too, is like over analyzing.
Dude, I do that every day of my life.
And like you know, it's so exhausting, dude. And it's at the same time, it's like you want to just like, bro, I really don't give a fuck, and I just want to like, you know, just like exist.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude, I struggle with that too, like overanalyzing things because, and like it sucks because like I'll overanalyze a situation and I'll be so fucking like wound up.
Yeah.
And then like I get myself out of that situation. And maybe it wasn't even a situation in the first place.
Yeah.
But because I made it a situation in my head.
Yeah.
Like I got so wound up, and then like I leave the situation, I go home, I decompress, and then I'm like socially drained.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes being socially drained is worse than like physical activity.
Yeah, or even just like the thought too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
It's rationalism too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're not wrong for thinking that way, but maybe it's not the best way to think.
Yeah. Yeah. What's weird though is it's like how often your gut is usually right, you know?
I want to say more than not, it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, are you the same way?
I think so. I'm realizing like a lot of times like I mean, you know, like sometimes you're never gonna know, right? Sometimes you're never gonna like have that validation, but fuck, dude, like it's weird
Yeah,
how
like when I make decisions and my gut is telling me no and I do it anyway, like I'll I'll see a repercussion. Maybe
Yeah.
not right away,
yeah,
but like down the line, like I'll definitely have a repercussion
yeah,
from that decision I made like however long ago.
yeah,
It's because I didn't trust my gut.
yeah.
But your gut isn't rationalism either, is it? Or is it?
I think it's just like a feeling, bro. I think your brain is where the rationality comes from,
Right?
right?
But like you have to have a brain to feel though,
Yeah.
right?
And I mean like you have your heart too, right?
Yeah.
And that in of itself is irrational. I don't know.
Now that I said it like that, like it makes me think that nothing matters.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say nothing matters, but I feel like as much as I want to say there's like rationalism and like making decisions based off emotion, like it's the same thing,
Yeah.
right? At the end of the day.
Yeah. Are you I mean, yeah. Yeah. Like I guess what you're saying is like they're the same thing. Rationality and
It's
emotions.
it's really hard for me to put into words, but
Yeah.
like now that I think about it, I think it was when you said like your heart and your brain, but like those two in conjunction are like they can't exist without coexisting,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like, is there really a line between the two?
No. Maybe.
Fuck if I know.
Yeah, maybe. And I think at least from what you said where it's like nothing really matters, I think what the way I interpret it is we have no control.
Yeah. Are you a believer in everything happens for a reason, or our lives are like already predestined?
I think trying to find an answer is another form of control.
Trying to find an answer is another form of control. Control from
Just anything. I mean, like your life. I think finding meaning is it's a way to feel control over everything, over just life in general. And
that's a hard one.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it.
And the reason why we do that is because control is safety.
Yeah, you're right. Whenever I'm not in control, I always have that like that anxiety,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like when it's not up to you,
Yeah.
that's when you feel the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's avoidance of pain
I also feel that way when I'm
and discomfort. Yeah. Which isn't a bad thing. We're predisposed to avoid discomfort and pain. That's survival.
But do you so so do you think that our lives are all predetermined then?
I don't know. And that's okay.
I've always wondered that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like was I destined for anything greater than my situation that I'm in now?
Yeah. I think you're doing great things.
But I guess there's like no point in searching for that answer, right?
Well, as long as that answer benefits you,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It benefits yourself. It benefits, your story or.
I don't know. I've always just thought about it.
And
'Cause,
yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. I wish, honestly, like, if you ask me that question, like, my answer is gonna come from, like, logic, and I don't know. I don't know if that's the right answer or not.
yeah. Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know. It's just, it's like a double-edged sword, right? Because like if you think that your life is predestined, then you're not. Then everything you're doing is the right thing that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not predetermined, predestined, then are you doing the right things?
Mm-hmm.
That just fucks me in the head.
Yeah. 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 And I think at least maybe part of the answer is taking control for yourself, regardless of whatever.
Regardless of if the outcome is fixed or not.
Yeah, because regardless, yeah, I mean, yeah,
That's, you know what, that's a good way to think about it.
yeah,
Because no matter what, if it's gonna be that in the end, or you have control, as long as you have control, then you know that you were the one that got there in the first place.
Yeah. As long as you're choosing,
Yeah.
to control your narrative.
That's a good one too. That was deep.
That
Sean
was
goes deep.
That was cool. That was a good one. Kaibo goes deep, bro. You have so many questions. Well, not like in a bad way, but just like really introspective questions, and it's like.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't constantly think about it,
Yeah.
but like every now and then it like pops
Yeah.
up in my head. I'll be like tossing and turning in bed and I can't sleep, and I'm like, does it get any better than this? You know? Yeah. I'm not complaining about where I'm at now, just to be clear.
No. I didn't take it that way.
Yeah.
That's a good question too. Does it get any better? I do the same.
And I also think about it when like I'm about to make big decisions, right?
Yeah.
Like, is moving away from home gonna like be the part that plays a big role to becoming who I'm supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just gonna, you know?
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
I don't know, anxious, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, because there's like so much questions. I think there's just too many questions and not enough answers.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you confident in the answers that you have?
See, the funny thing about me is I could be confident in an answer, and then like the next week, I'll like, oh fuck, maybe that wasn't the right answer. And then the week after that, I'll be like, no, that was definitely the right answer.
Yeah.
And maybe like 5 hours after that, fuck, that was definitely the wrong answer.
Yeah.
I'm like really indecisive.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like when I have to like calculate it much more than just what do I want to eat for dinner.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
when you're making a decision that could definitely change who you are, or like the situation you're in, that's when like I'm super indecisive.
Yeah. Mm. So it makes you feel anxious.
Yeah, I have a lot of anxiousness actually. It's
Yeah.
kind of,
Would you say you feel scared?
no, see, that's, it's crazy because like I'm so anxious, but like I'm not I'm not scared.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it always goes back to if it's rational or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way we think. I need to like start like reading a book about like how the mind works, because like there's just so many things that I'm so like I feel one way but my emotion contradicts, you know?
Okay.
Like how am I so anxious but I'm not scared?
Yeah. How am I so anxious, but I'm not scared? Yeah.
Cuz like by definition you can't be one and the other. I mean you can't not be one and the other. Well, I guess maybe you could, but the probability of that is so much lower,
Maybe.
right? Because there's like good anxiousness, right? Like
Yeah.
excitement.
Yeah.
So I guess I just disproved myself.
I think, I mean, not to go, I guess like not to look overanalyze it, but I think they go hand in hand. You know, I think there is some fear. There there is some fear of failure or getting hurt, or yeah, I think there's like fear of some discomfort ultimately
Yeah.
that is like deep seated behind all of it.
Yeah, it could be. It could be like maybe not like a primary emotion
Yeah.
to the choices I make out of anxiousness, maybe.
Yeah.
But you're right. It could be like a deep seated, like in the back,
Yeah.
but like far in the back where I'm trying not to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that explains it.
Fuck, I don't know. It might.
Yeah,
You decide.
I guess logically that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
you just solved one of my greatest questions. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, um, yeah. I mean, just like speaking about like indecisiveness, I deal with that too.
With indecisiveness.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like that stems from like again like the whole like emotional decision versus rational, what's best for me, you know.
45.
Damn,
That flew.
you guys lucked out. Well, I lucked out because now I don't need to talk about what I was about to say. But well, I will say it. I will say
Yeah, yeah.
it. Yeah. So indecisiveness. I deal with indecisiveness too, and that's like it stems from like this idea of like rationality, but ultimately goes back to just like achievement. You know what I mean? And like building up that like self worth through achievement and
You
like
know,
what's the like I'm always like what's the correct decision, because like I've like my life has been built up on always being right.
yeah, I get that. And it's crazy how like all of our conversations and our topics, no matter what, it comes in a full circle.
Yeah, it comes down to like this is what it is, but it is freeing to just be like I don't know,
Yeah.
and like giving up that control.
Yeah, you're right. Huh. It just makes me think, it's kind of crazy how like all the different topics we talk about is just the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope we're not redundant, but maybe that's the answer to how everybody feels is,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like your heart and your rationality.
Yeah. Yeah.
plays a bigger part than people think.
Yeah. Thanks again.
Go for it.
Thank you again, everybody, for taking the time to watch us shoot some shit.
You don't even have to watch. Just play us in the background. Hopefully, it brings some value. You know, like you gotta clean the house. Just play us in the background.
And if you fucking disagree, come on the podcast so we can have a nice conversation.
I would actually not be opposed to that. You know.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be a really healthy conversation to just get different perspective.
I feel like, you know, also if anybody watching, I don't know if anybody's gonna watch.
They're gonna be listening.
If anybody's gonna be listening or watching, like, if you have anything to add that maybe we didn't say and you think it's a fucking good fucking,
Point.
a good point, then fucking comment, I guess.
Comment below. Sorry, Ethan. Comment, like, subscribe. Comment, like, subscribe.
I don't even think we're gonna do editing at all, to be completely honest.
Dude, yeah, fuck
We're
that
gonna
shit,
just go fucking
bro.
raw and uncut. Like,
Raw
this
dog.
is fucking real. Like,
Real tree camo.
yeah.
Removing the real tree camo. Poor decisions.
You want to do a real tree camo episode?
I'm game.
Yeah.
I gotta get some real tree camo.
Or we can all just wear brown and like blend into the couches. Make it really hard for them to see us.
We could do the naked episode. I would blend in. Actually, no, I'd be too fucking dark. But actually,
Can you see me?
no. Yeah, I'm game.
Okay. Well,
All right.
that's that.
Fuck you guys. Have a nice day.
Oh, I can't zoom. Oh, whoa.